Hello, this is Pat O'Connor, and the topic for this video is mass appraisal reliable? And if not, what can you do about it? Well, first of all, what is mass appraisal? Mass appraisal is the method that appraisal districts across the United States use to value hundreds of thousands of properties at one time. It's sort of like hitting the easy button and you generate 100,000 or a million values with one press of the button. So how do they do it? Well, they have a table with information on the properties, and as you can imagine, it's impossible to have accurate information on hundreds of thousands of properties. And then they have a data table, I call it a factor table, that has information on construction costs by grade of construction, depreciation tables, and cost of extra features like fencing, pools, spas, etc. And then finally, they have a model that melds together the data from the property table and the factor table to generate a value. Once they have these two tables set up and they have the model set up, they hit the easy button and it generates values for all the properties in the appraisal district of a certain type, say houses. So how is this different than fee appraisal? If you have purchased a home, you likely received an appraisal report. And in doing the appraisal report, the fee appraiser went and inspected the house. He measured the size. He went into each of the rooms in the house and measured them. He measured the outside of the house. He took photographs of the house. And then he went and took pictures of other properties that had recently sold. And he prepared a detailed adjustment grid to determine a value that's probably within 5% of the actual value of the house. It's quite reliable, the fee appraisal process. Unfortunately, appraisal districts just don't have the luxury of doing that much work for each valuation. In Texas, for example, there are 20 million tax parcels, but there are only 2,200 appraisers. And it gets worse. 2/3 of the appraisers do work measuring new construction and looking at properties that have been remodeled, leaving only about 700 appraisers to do the value for 20 million properties. That works out to 29,000 properties per valuation appraiser per year. 29,000, think of it. It's 116 per day. It's impossible to accurately value that many properties with so little time. So the reality is mass appraisal is the best option available for appraisal districts, but it's not a reliable, incredible method to value your property for property taxes, particularly when you're spending $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on property taxes. You don't want such an imprecise method used to be the final determinant of how much you pay in property taxes. So what can you do? Well, there's a 3-step process. First step is you file a protest, and you have to file a protest to get the appraisal district's hearing evidence package. The hearing evidence package will have a detailed description of the information they have on your property, sometimes referred to as a record card. And it will have comparable sales, and it will have data on unequal appraisal. And the comparable sales will cover both improved properties, other homes, and vacant tracts of land typically. So when you receive the hearing evidence package, you can look at it and see if your home is overvalued, fairly valued, or undervalued. And if you can find some information to indicate that your home is overvalued, perhaps out of 10 sales, there's 2 or 3 that suggest a little bit lower value. If you can find information to support a lower value, go ahead and attend the protest hearing. 2 out of every 3 appeals are successful. 2 out of 3. It's like going to Las Vegas and putting money in the slot and winning 2 times out of 3, except you don't have to put money in. You just get to pull the lever and you win 2 times out of 3. So it's a great opportunity for property owners to reduce their property taxes. So number 1, file a protest and request the hearing evidence package. 2, review the hearing evidence package and see if there's data to support a reduction. And 3, if there is data to support a reduction, attend the hearing, and your chances are 2 out of 3 that you will be successful and you will reduce your property taxes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.